In today's news, Ripple is set to capture $184 trillion, confirming that XRP is a sleeping giant, and Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has laid out the game plan, the reasons as to why they are a sleeping giant. Firstly, as we can see in this clip from Paul Barron, this is absolutely crazy. Bank after bank after bank. Ripple's connections are so extensive, so deep, that the only conclusion is that XRP is a sleeping giant waiting for the right moment to explode in value. Listen very closely.
Here's the list of all Ripple partnerships. You can, of course, see all these different, man, this is this is crazy. But these are all, there's SBI Holdings right there, just bank after bank after bank after bank. I mean, there it is, guys. This is probably just what is in, the coffer right now versus the deals that they're probably working today to start to execute this even more. So is this a sleeping giant that could be waiting for an explosion?
Now, of course, this is no secret. Ripple has well over 500 payment partnerships and clients that are hooked in and ready to fully utilize the network on demand. And the number of payment partnerships are even bigger when considering the clientele of their partners, like with Neum and Trilango and many, many more. But it's actually even deeper, even bigger than that. As confirmed in this interview with Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple has partnered with several central banks, the biggest and most powerful and most important banks around the world, and some they've announced, but some they haven't. Pay close attention.
Ripple's really trying to solve that cross-border payments problem. Central bank digital currencies are domestic by nature. They're issued by a central bank or potentially issued by a central bank. So they're not really solving cross-border problems, they're solving domestic solutions more often than not. Ripple has partnered with several central banks around the world. Some we've announced, some we haven't yet announced, that they're issuing and testing using the XRP ledger to issue their digital assets on the XRP ledger as a token. So we're excited to be working with them. And look, at our core, Ripple's really good at working with enterprise customers. A government is just a big enterprise customer.
Furthermore, it is so remarkable to see that many companies have been collaborating and testing XRP with Ripple since 2014, 10 years ago, and are now officially announcing a collaboration this year in 2024. As Adyen, Marqeta, most importantly Marqeta, and Plaid are to explore using Ripple XRP in the United States. And I highlight Marqeta because Ripple's Chris Larson mentions his most delightful memory of XRP, and it is with Marqeta. So you've just seen a snippet, a small segment of Ripple's client list. You have a vague idea of its size and you know it's extensive. But again, to circle back once more, just then think about all the NDAs they have signed, what they're not allowed to talk about, and they will all likely be with the biggest and most powerful financial institutions, the ones that are lurking in the shadows. This is just another reason why XRP is a sleeping giant, and their connections are a testament to that. Brad Garlinghouse has confirmed on multiple occasions that this is the case, like again most recently when he got on a podcast with Chris Vasquez saying that a 10x with XRP is easy, it's inevitable, and 100x is also not out of the realms of possibilities, especially due to the deterioration of the US dollar. You will not want to miss this. Let's take a listen.
It's inevitable. And it's inevitable that, right now we're talking about is 2.5 trillion. Look, do I think this is an easy 10x over the next 5 to 10 years? Yeah, no problem. That doesn't freak me out when I say that at all.
That's conservative. If you
that feels safe. I mean, to the earlier conversation about asymmetric returns, is there a chance that it's 100x in that time frame? It feels aggressive, but I don't know. I think that many people in the United States particularly don't understand what it would be like to have lived in Argentina and have the Argentinian peso devalued effectively to zero multiple times in my lifetime. Why would you hold that currency?
We don't realize that could become us.
That's exactly the point, right? I think that we underestimate what that macro dynamic looks like over the long term. And so I'm, incredibly bullish. I mean, people forget, before the SEC got involved and said that ETH is not a security. XRP was the second most valuable digital asset.
Wow, that wasn't
that long ago.
That wasn't long ago. What, 3-4
It
years?
was 2018 when
Okay, 6
Hinman
years
gave
ago.
his speech. So 6 years, a little less than 6 years ago. Yeah, 5 years and change. And look, when a government actor gets involved, the markets change, and maybe that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you still have that government actor involved. Unfortunately, you still see, and I believe what I read usually, look, it appears the SEC is trying to mount a case against ETH. To me, that's absurd. To me, that's like, you've already lost a bunch. Why would you keep fighting this fight?
Yeah.
But look, unfortunately, I don't think the U.S. government should be putting their hands on the scale of winners and losers. In the long run, I think the best technologies applied with the best use cases, delivering the best utility, that they'll win.
So as you just heard Brad Garlinghouse state, it was not actually that long ago now, 6 or so years now, since XRP was actually the number 2 cryptocurrency above Ethereum. But thanks to America's biggest conman, Gary Gensler, he has said Ripple a few years back, and America, for that matter, even further back. America is failing right now to keep up and will continue to do so until Gary Gensler is out of office. As we can see in this post from XRP Drops, UAE regulations versus United States of America regulations, Ripple with Zodia. The optimism comes from regulations we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years at various points in the evolution of the ecosystem, regulations being found out, and the UAE has taken the lead, and they have done this. They have done this thanks to the help and the guidance of Ripple. As we can see, Ripple's partnership with Zodia Market has played a massive part to helping them get ahead. America needs Ripple just like the world needs XRP. Yet again, another crucial reason why XRP is definitely a sleeping giant and is about to explode. But of course, I'm not done there. I need to continue to convince you. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, but I need to see that XRP is just getting started. As confirmed here again from Brad Garlinghouse in the same interview with Chris Vasquez, this is a sleeping giant that's about to wake up. The lawsuit is close to an end, and he is confident that the SEC is about to lose the case against Ripple.
Right, and there's no negative consequence to Gary Gensler to keep fighting the fight.
No, you're right.
Doesn't cost him a dime.
What do you think about the future in that regards then? Like, do you feel like the SEC is powerful enough to curtail the crypto industry as a whole, or do you think it's a matter of time?
Oh, they're going to lose in the long run.
They're going to lose in the long run. Just enough
This
time.
is just, I mean, look, if you look at the continued growth of crypto as a multi-decade arc of time, this is nothing.
This is nothing.
It's a speed bump. Because I'm so optimistic about what the future of crypto looks like, we'll look back in 20 years and be like, God, that sucked. But you know what? Little bump, whatever. In my opinion, the market will be measured in many trillions.
Yeah.
And it will change the way many transactions work, because it's a way to reduce friction, reduce cost, make things more efficient. It's going to win in the long run. The best technology usually wins in the long run.
Yeah.
Now that much seems inevitable, I know, but this is very bullish news for XRP. And better still, the Gary Gensler clown show continues, as according to Fox Business journalist Elena Terrett knew, in its response to Coinbase's request for an interlocutory appeal, the SEC throws shade on Judge Torres' decision in the Ripple case. Quote, in any event, and tellingly, no court has followed Ripple, which is just stupid. What a great smart idea for the SEC to criticize Judge Torres in your Coinbase filing just as she's about to make the decision on remedies and judgment in the Ripple case. He is bonkers. This guy is lost beyond all cause. And even billionaire Mark Cuban acknowledges this, saying that SEC Chair Gary Gensler has not protected a single investor against crypto fraud. Quote, all he has done is make it nearly impossible for legitimate crypto businesses and companies like Ripple, for example, to operate. In the words of Nick Philpot from Zodia, again Ripple partner as I mentioned earlier, you either have a seat at the table or you're on the menu. And in my personal opinion, Gary Gensler is definitely on the menu, but he's just an appetizer. He's not even worth anyone's time. The main course The main meal, the big buffet, is yet to come. The Black Swan event, the biggest reason as to why XRP is a sleeping giant and is about to wake up and explode in value again comes from Brad Garninghouse. He confirms that the United States government is going after Tether. That much is very, very clear. Listen closely.
FTX and Binance were the two most important, most influential, and probably SBF and CZ were the two most important players in crypto. Now you've got one definitively in jail, one, I guess, potentially headed to jail. And, you know, I bring this up in context of Black Swans is like, it's hard to know. But on the positive, think about the freaking resilience of this industry and market that 2 years ago, somebody who I thought I knew a lot about what's going on in crypto, I would have said these are the two most important companies. The CEOs of the two most important companies now either are in jail or I think headed there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in some ways, I mean, the CZ stuff I'm less close to, and so I don't know as many details. But look, the resilience of the market, that should give us immense optimism.
Yes.
About what's coming. Do I think there's going to be another Black Swan? Of course, 100%. I just don't know exactly what it is. The only one that's going to be an interesting one to watch, and I don't even know how he calls a Black Swan, because I feel like Black Swan by definition can't really be, it's like,
predicted.
Oh, didn't see that happening.
Yeah.
The U.S. government is going after Tether. That is clear to me. I view Tether as a very important part of the ecosystem, and I don't know how to predict
the impact that will have.
And with this in mind, seeming this inevitability, with Tether out of the way, this will make space for Ripple, XRP, and the new incoming Ripple stablecoin. Both of the stablecoin and XRP will be utilized for cross-border payments. They will fill the space of Tether, and as we can see in this image here, XRP is a utility token, one that is set to capture 80% of a predicted to be $230 trillion market in cross-border payments by 2028. 80% XRP is set to capture, meaning XRP will explode from its slumber after the court rulings, the crypto regulations, the partnerships, and so many more catalysts, and soar in value. $184 trillion, that's 80% of 230 trillion to $184 trillion. And XRP is going to capture all of that. Brad Garninghouse said so himself. XRP is destined to soar to the moon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.